question.
I got you. You mentioned a property manager that you use right now, third-party property manager.
Yes.
Do you mind disclosing who your property manager is?
It's called S&P, Strategic Management Partners. They're out of Atlanta.
Wait, what was the question? Okay.
He asked, oh, hey, this guy. So he asked who the property management company that we used to manage our asset was, and they're called S&P, Strategic Management Partners. The bottom line is, like, they're not the end-all be-all. They're a really good management company. My mentor uses them, and he's got a lot of property in Atlanta. That's how I got to know them. It's because of my mentor, right? So at the end of the day, there are great property management companies out there, but just make sure you interview them, talk to owners that own properties with them, and make sure they've got a strong presence in the market that you're buying, right? So, any question to that? Yes, sir.
You have a slide where you had the rental rates surrounding your property. Is that something that you guys calculate, or did you use a website that already had that for you?
No. We put that all together. We did a ton of market research. So, the question was, there was a slide in the presentation where we did a little Google map and we had a bunch of pin drops for other apartment complexes. Is that something we generated ourselves, or is it something that we paid somebody to do? No, my brain guy did that, and he cold called the other apartment complexes. Don't just look on their website, because I made that mistake. Their website will be like, our rents are $850 a month. Right, but then you call them up, and like, yes, the website says $850, but if you're moving right now, we'll let you have it for $725, right? So it's what they're charging today, not what their website says. So we called them, we did a renometer analysis. I don't really believe in renometer as much, but we just did market research ourselves on those complexes. Yes, sir. And we also eliminated complexes that didn't have the same amenities that we do. Like if they had pools and dry cleaning services and all kinds of other amenities, it's not really a comp. So there's like big new construction apartment complexes here. We don't even comp to those because they're getting north of $1,000 a month for a 2-bedroom around here. I don't comp to that. That's not our market. So yes, sir.
Was this under a 506B, a 506C, a Reg A, or was it just a partnership between you and another individual as far as the process that you use for syndication?
Sure. Then there's this guy who knows what he's talking about. All right. So Trevor asked if this is under a 506B, 506C, or Reg A. What Trevor's asking really and truly is how we abided by the SEC regulations when it comes to raising capital for these types of things. We had 35 investors that came into this thing, so absolutely we were a 506B. 506B in general allows you to raise money from sophisticated but also accredited investors. Okay, accredited means you earn over $200,000 a year if you're single, $300,000 if you're married, and your net worth's over $1 million. A sophisticated investor is someone who can state that they kind of know what they're looking at. They might not meet those income requirements. A lot of our money comes from self-directed IRAs. And so, I mean, you guys know there's $4 trillion in IRAs in this country?
Yes.
$4 trillion. How much of it's invested in anything else outside of Wall Street? What percent?
I would say
3.
Oh,
3% of those IRA accounts are invested in anything else outside of Wall Street. I'm letting you guys out. I'm letting the cat out of the bag. That's what's in my book. It's not just about that, but there is a big opportunity for you guys to take all the people you know that all have retirement accounts and show them how they can invest it in real estate. Okay? You have this follow-up question.
Yeah. The follow-up question is: do you know whether or not alumni associations would be? You could use alumni associations to get investors with the 506B if you hadn't met them, but you still have a connection with them because you pay into an alumni, build a relationship, call them, we went out to lunch. The legality of that?
I like this guy.
I'm not going to repeat all that.
He's got some savvy questions.
Yeah, I'm serious. There's no way an alumni association is going to invest with you. They might invest with me, you know?
Right.
They're going to require like so many levels of sophistication and syndication and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not like
I'm sorry. Let me clarify. Those specific individuals. You went to a university with individuals. You call on those alumni individuals.
Yes.
And you say, I have a deal. Would that be within 506B?
Okay. Thank you.
The third party.
You know what I'm saying? Let me rephrase your question.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
So the short answer is also no. But let me rephrase your question, because Trevor's thinking outside the box, and I love that about you. I gotta.
I love you too.
Oh, you. I love you more, right? So what Trevor's talking about is taking networks that you are a member of, right? So let's say Dave, right? Let's say you're Mike.
Mike.
Man.
Mike's the guy. Mike's the man, dude.
All right. So let's say. Wait, Mike.
Flip it up, man.
Seriously, Mike, are you Green Beret?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So let's say Mike talks to Dan the Man. Okay. Right. But you don't know him, right?
Okay.
But you just happen to know he's also a Green Beret. Okay. Can you offer him an investment in a real estate syndication just because you know he's a Green Beret too? Because you have that in common.
No.
Okay. Can you offer him a real estate syndication because you have the same birthday that he does?
No.
Okay. Can you offer him a real estate syndication because you're wearing the same color shirt?
No.
Okay. Can you start a conversation with him and
Yes.
get to know who he is?
Absolutely.
Get to know what his real estate goals are, and get to talk about why real estate's awesome. And then Dan the Man comes back to you and says, "Hey, that sounds awesome. I want to learn more about that." Okay? That's how it's done. Okay? That you will get busted for something called solicitation if you do what you're talking about doing. That said, you are on the right track.
Go to lunch
Okay.
first, and then
Go to lunch first, then ask them
Don't
for
just
money.
call them for the
I abide by the 3-touch rule, okay?
Right.
Meaning that you got it. The 3-touch rule looks like this: that you got to do a reciprocated action
Right.
3 times. And you do that 3 times, and you have a pre-existing relationship.
Okay, got it.
That's not the SEC's rule. That's Matt Faircloth's rule.
Okay.
Right. So a touch looks like an email sent with a response.
Okay.
A phone call with the phone that got answered. Not a voicemail. That's not a touch.
Right.
He can call you back. Don't call it. You know. And most importantly, during one of those conversations, you've got to discuss this person's real estate goals and make sure they understand what it is that you do. Okay. So.
Okay.
That's how you build a relationship. So
Gotcha.
that said, you could send something out to your alumni network
Right.
about why real estate investing is awesome, and that's
Yes.
why Trevor's awesome. That's what
Okay.
Trevor does.
So
Okay.
start with that with an email,
Yep.
then a phone call, talk to them, get a little more into what their goals are, and then possibly like a lunch or something.
All you got to do is raise an awareness flag.
Okay.
Okay. In your network.
Right.
Okay. I do my YouTube thing and Bigger Pockets and all of that because it's rewarding. Because I get to give back to people, and I wish that it was available when I first got started. But on top of that, I get to raise an awareness flag. And out of 1 out of 100 people that watch my YouTube videos, that do it what do they think I do for a living because of YouTube? It's kind of that's in real estate, right? It's what I talk about. It's my thing, right?
Yeah.
So make the world around you aware of what you do,
Okay.
right? And they'll come to you. Okay? You with me?
I'm with you. I
Okay.
appreciate that.
All right. Next question.
I just got a good question. Do you use a syndication specific attorney?
Mm-hmm.
And if so, who is?
Ask me offline. I can't.
All right, got you.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah.
Next one.
Without the cameras.
Yep,
Yeah.
got you.
I can't put them on BP like that. But let me ask me offline. I'll give you this information. Yes, ma'am.
I do have a question. After you had that event with the investor that went on coma,
Yeah.
how do you pick your investors now, knowing that you had that situation?
What do you mean?
How do you pick the right investor, knowing that they're serious? How do you do you do a background check? How do you go about?
So he wasn't an investor. The question was, how do we pick our investors because of the knucklehead guy that went into a coma with the 1031 exchange thing? He was a vendor. Right? He was someone that I hired to produce a service for us. It was a hard lesson for me because I lost, arguably $716,000 of money that I would have made in equity in an apartment building that I'm buying. Because I covered my investors, but I also gave them my skin, right? Let's call it that. So it was a hard lesson for me to learn. But in retrospect, I think that the lesson that I want to convey to you guys is don't ever try and do anything yourself, right? I should have gone to my CPA and said, hey, who's the 1031 guy you recommend? And he would have said, oh, this company that does over $1 billion in transactions a year.
Okay.
That company, that's who you should use, right? So I think the biggest mistake that we make as real estate investors is trying to be the lone wolf, right? No successful real estate investor I know is a lone wolf. Okay, sir.
Oh, it's just because, he had $6 million worth of at least
6.5 million.
of transactions, before. So, he had some sort of credibility, right?
Yeah. So the guy that we dealt with did have some transactions. He had a lot of transactions, and some of the $6.5 million that the people that he had locked up were people that had worked with him 4 and 5 times. it just so happens, roulette wheel of bad luck, that Matt Faircloth happened to invest with this knucklehead right before he got lit on fire in a car. Okay? Had that not happened, I probably would have got my money back, and he would have kept the wheelhouse turning and, you know, kept buying apartment buildings and, you know, doing a, what do they say, you know, being a Bernie, right?
Yeah.
So.